Hello, I'm Bob from Suncenter. Today I'd like to introduce the large valve test bench. This equipment tests from DN80 to DN300. When you receive this equipment, need to connect power and driven air. This is the electrical box. Connect to a 308-volt power source. Then let's look at the back of the equipment. This is the oil tank, which needs to be filled with hydraulic oil No. 46. Fill to more than half of the oil gauge. This is the driven air port connected to compressed air. The sink then needs to be filled with water to submerge the filter. Then you need to add sodium nitrite rust inhibitor to the tanks. Next, demonstrate how to operate the equipment. This is the clamp used to hold the valve. Place the valve in the correct position using a crane. Then clamp the valve tightly. There is a clamping button here. The valve must be properly positioned before clamping. Clamping completed. Next, take a look at the operating panel. This is a pressure test gauge, low and high range. If high pressure is being tested, this valve needs to be closed to protect the low range gauge. If testing low pressure, open the valve and use a low range pressure gauge. Low range meter for more accurate readings. Here are water electrical contact pressure gauges. High pressure and low pressure. I demonstrate how to set the pressure. Push the red button and toggle back and forth. Increase and decrease. This is the oil pump gauge. Clamping gauge. The test pressure can be adjusted according to the valve. This is the air source gauge. This gauge for air pressure test. This is the overall water inlet switch. Open it during testing. If doing a water pressure test, you need to turn off the air intake switch. This is the overall air inlet switch. This is the pressure relief valve. The pressure relief valve needs to be closed before testing. Then open the water inlet valve. Only after opening can the pressure be increased. It's the same here. Pressure relief valve needs to be closed, and water inlet valve needs to be open. This is the operation panel, emergency stop switch, power switch, and this is the top cylinder pressurization button. This is the top cylinder clamping button, clamp and release buttons. This is the start button for the high pressure pump, stop button. This is the start button for the low pressure pump. Oil pump start button, stop button. This valve needs to be closed. This valve on the left needs to be closed as well. This is the flow meter. This valve is used to vent internal air. Turn off both valves. This is the button for the clamp, clamping and unclamping. Next demo test. First start the oil pump. After startup, the pressure gauge starts to show pressure. Then start clamping the valve. Then we based on the valve diameter and test pressure. Adjusting clamping pressure. Pressing this button is required for pressurization. Observe the pressure gauge while pressurizing. After clamping, water injection and exhaust can begin. Water injection and exhaust require pressing the low-pressure pump switch. After injecting water, it is necessary to open this valve for exhaust. Press the button continuously to let the air out. After observing that there are no bubbles, close the valve. Then set the testing pressure. For example, setting 50 MPa. When the pressure reaches 50 MPa, it will automatically stop boosting. We use a low-range meter, so we need to open this valve. Press the high-pressure pump start button to start testing. Observe the pressure displayed on the pressure gauge. When the set pressure is reached, it will automatically stop. Start holding pressure. When maintaining pressure, this valve must be closed. Then set the holding time here. Increase or decrease the holding time with this button. After setting, press this button to start the timer. Buzzer alarm when holding pressure is complete. Deactivate the alarm. During the pressure holding process, we can check the valve for leaks. Are there any leaks? Then check to see if the pressure gauge needle drops. If there is no drop, it means that the valve is not leaking during the pressure holding process. The next step is to start unloading. Open the pressure relief valve. The gauge is showing a drop in pressure. Once unpressurization is complete, the clamps can be loosened. Release the clamp. The last step is to remove the valve. This is the introduction of the large valve test bench. Thank you.